Hello and welcome to the Cemetery Road. I know it's been a while since I've done a live stream, a long while. My calendar's still on August. So it's been a long time. I wanted to hang out with you guys for spooky season. I meant to do more live streams over the course of this month, but man, life is busy. And I don't have to tell you guys that. You haven't seen much of me or much of my content because of it. But I'm here. I'm hanging out with you guys. Gonna do some spooky pints. I got my Cemetery Road pint glass ready. I'm already got a beer down. I'm doing some Oktoberfest tonight, but I could not drink alone. I had to bring along my beer buddies, and those beer buddies would be Cassie and Ron from Weeping Willow Paranormal.
Hi.
As usual, the Canadians have invaded.
Always.
We're always invading.
Canadian invasion.
That's right. This is going to be kind of a low-key live stream, guys. Kathy is in the chat. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
We're just going to be chit-chatting about spooky season stuff because why the heck not? We are in the midst of October, which for me, I don't know about you guys, spooky season for me, like I was starting to get into the vibe of spooky season in August. And then September was like pre-Halloween for me. I've been really into listening to spooky podcasts and watching some spooky movies. And one of the first times I've been like decorating my house for like the fall spooky season. And so I've been trying to prolong the spooky season feeling for as long as I possibly can. And now that we're into October, my busyness is about to ramp up. So this is a good time for us to all hang out, help everybody else get into that spooky mood if you're not there already, and let you guys know what we've got coming up over the next month or so. Mm-hmm. Betty is in the house. Canadian Bacon Backyard Barbecue, otherwise known as Ron, is in the chat. If you guys haven't checked out Ron's first video on his new channel, it's pretty good. It's short video. It's about 12 minutes long, but he shows you the process of him cooking a big giant slab of meat, a brisket, I believe. It looks amazing. And unfortunately, his channel is not a channel you want to watch if you haven't had food yet. Because good Lord, I was hungry when I watched it, and it did not help.
Well, Jason knows what my brisket tastes like, so he's had it. Yeah,
it's so good. Dan Tex is in the house. Howdy, sir.
Hey, Dan Tex.
But you can find links to Ron's channel all over the place. If you're friends with my channel, with Cassie's channel, get it. Cassie's going to throw the link down, I think.
What do I serve with it? Cornbread. Cornbread, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did you serve?
Cornbread.
Yeah, we had cornbread and
beans.
Oh, baked beans.
Baked beans.
And scalloped potatoes.
Scalloped potatoes.
Ooh. I haven't had me a scalloped potato in a day, man. It's been a while.
Yeah. Our Thanksgiving is coming up this weekend, and we'll be having some scalloped potatoes, which actually will be.
Are we?
Yeah, Carly's going to bring it.
Oh, okay.
Which will probably be my next barbecue video I'm going to do.
You guys are doing a turkey?
Am I doing a turkey?
I thought you were doing the bacon wrap turkey.
Yeah, I think I should.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me a bacon wrap.
Yeah, because I do have a ham in the freezer.
Ooh, put the ham inside the turkey and wrap it with bacon.
Oh, double the pork. Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know, but yeah. But I think, we'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For you guys in the chat, I want you guys to be as into this conversation as possible. So if you guys got some spooky stuff going on, if you want us to talk about something specifically spooky, throw it in the chat. Be a part of the conversation. Ask us questions. It could be about anything. It could be about Ron's channel, cemeteries, ghosts, movies, what we're doing for Halloween, all that kind of stuff. Just be a part of the conversation, guys. We're here to hang out with you guys as much as we are here hanging out with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What has Weeping Willow been up to over the last few weeks?
So we're starting to ramp up with different spooky things. So we did an investigation at Nell's Manor in Grimsby, Ontario. So that place was about 45 minutes away from us. Ron was unable to go, so it was just me and Reese. So that house was finished being built in 1798, I believe. So it's a super, super old house. So that was a pretty cool location. I still have to do the editing for it, but it had a really cool vibe. And then there's that. And then we have 2 more locations booked for November. So we'll be traveling because the one is 4 hours away, and then the other location's about 2 hours away. So we're doing some actually back-to-back weekends, actually. So
back-to-back.
Well, 2nd of November and the 9th of November.
Oh my.
So yeah, so we're gonna be doing some traveling. And then what else are we doing? Reacting to The Conjuring, which I still haven't watched.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be doing that this month.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I believe not tomorrow night, but Friday night. I think what I'll do is Friday night I will watch it, record myself, and then start editing, and I'll be releasing it on the 17th of October, which is a Thursday, at our normal time of 8:00. So yeah, so we'll be doing that, and then I'll be reacting to 2 more movies, but I probably will do like a reaction and then the investigation, then probably another reaction. So
nice.
Yeah. So what are your plans, Jason?
Oh man. Well, I still have some cemeteries from our trip. Remember that? That was a while ago.
Wow.
Still have some cemeteries to release for that because I've just been ridiculously busy over the last couple months. Mostly it's just, life and job and family and stuff has kept me pretty busy. And then when I do have some free time, I'm tired. I'm worn out. I want to nap, or I just want to just relax. And I don't sit there and edit and pay attention to the YouTube channel. And I'm sorry for that, guys. I am working on getting some more content out for you guys. And one of the problems is I had my October kind of planned a while ago. I think I talked to you guys about this during a live stream at one point. I went out on a trip with Joe from Entity 7 Paranormal. He invited myself and one of my sons to go investigate with him at a location in Texas. And it was a good trip. It was a quick trip. Like we drove out there, met up with him. Like we drove a good chunk of the day. We met up with him. We did the investigation all night. And then in the morning we jumped back in the car and drove home. That was officially the last trip for Falcor. And I'll explain that later. But we went and did that investigation with him, and that was all well and good. And that was going to be what I released for October. But there's some issues with the location. Without going into a whole lot of details, like the people there are problematic. They're problematic. And so releasing the footage, I feel like would be problematic for my channel because Joe's having difficulties with them as well. So I really don't want to release the footage and have that be a problem. So I don't think I will, or maybe sometime next year I'll release the footage. It's just that kind of sucks because that was my October plans. So my October plans kind of fell through, and then I got an idea for a different investigation / like info doc type video. It would be less investigation and more like going to a location, explaining the story behind the location, and that kind of stuff. But I just don't have any time. The location's kind of far away. It's about 3 hours away. It would be an easy shoot for me to do because because it's an outdoor location, and I had it planned, but again, like my time is just so limited. I don't know if I could get away for like a day and a half to go do that investigation / video. So unfortunately, that's probably going to have to wait as well. But hey, Lost from Oz is in the house. But I do still plan on doing it. I just don't know when that's going to happen. And so I know like all this is like, oh, for October, we're doing so much. And then I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. That's because part of my October is just all my free time is booked with events that are coming up. And I'll explain that kind of stuff a little bit later as well. But I do plan on over the course of the next few weeks starting to release the cemetery footage that we shot during our trip and get that out of my queue, if you will. Yeah. I'm going to mute myself because my dogs will not stop barking because someone's coming home. So you guys have to talk about something. What are you guys going to talk about?
Sorry. How about those Bills? I'm just kidding.
Bills.
Buffalo Bill. I don't know. Anyways, but you put me in the spot. Thanks, Jason. So, shoot. This sucks. Okay. Anyway, so are you guys excited for my Conjuring reaction? I'm actually kind of nervous to watch it, to tell you the truth. So
the first Conjuring movie is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah,
but is it like
the Conjuring series? I think is a solid series in terms of like spookiness without being like gory and gross, but it's still spooky, and it does. Every movie has that level of like moody, atmospheric spookiness to it, which is pretty good. A lot of jump scares. But each movie kind of can stand on its own. You don't really need to have watched the one before to enjoy the other one, kind of thing. But I do think the first one is one of the best.
Okay, I just like horror movies. I have to like, especially ones that have to. This is the funny part because like what we do is investigations with ghosts. I mean, I have The Conjuring is like demons, but whatever. But like those are the movies that freak me out the most. Like I can watch a vampire movie, I can watch a werewolf movie, zombie movies not so much. But like,
I was talking to a guy at work today about how Cassie has a YouTube channel.
Did you?
And we go ghost hunting. He's like, you could pay me enough to go to a location and like hang out there all night and try and listen to ghosts. He says, not a chance. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. But like, that's the thing. But these movies are what freak me out. So I have to like kind of mentally prepare myself for them.
I think you should watch a movie called The Changeling. Not to be confused with the movie starring Angelina Jolie. This is an older one from like, I want to say 78, 79. But it's about a guy who's I don't want to spoil anything, but he ends up in a spooky haunted house and the ghost starts communicating with him and freaking him out. And it's like a nice gothic horror type thing. George C. Scott is the main guy. So he's an older dude, Patton from the movie Patton. He's an older dude who's dealing with this supernatural presence, and it feels really kind of natural. Like you understand kind of like the way he's playing his character and how he's reacting to this stuff is absolutely how we react to this kind of stuff. But it is one of the creepiest, like scariest movies I've watched, and not scary as in like monsters jumping out at you, but just I think it really does capture the feeling that I get when I am investigating in a dark place kind of thing. It's good.
Yeah. Like, I really like, because there is some like ghost movies I do like the Others, which I thought that wasn't really scary though. That was more of like a, like kind of mess with your head a little bit. Sixth Sense. That one. So like I have watched some like ones that are like, not necessarily scary. I mean, I watched a lot of the old movies too, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. like Tremors, and that's not really one of my favorite Halloween movies. Is Ernest Scared Stupid?
That's different. Like, and that is something like that. When I say I've been like trying to get into the spooky season, an Ernest Scared Stupid type movie is exactly what I'm like hankering for this year.
Oh yeah.
That like family friendly, like I don't know how it was with you guys when you were growing up, but every year when October would roll around, every show I watched had like their Halloween episode. Which would basically be like, you know, if it was Home Improvement, they were all dressing up in costume and having a costume party. And the Roseanne show was famous for its Halloween episodes. And, you know, cartoon specials, or, you know, like a Garfield Halloween special.
Yeah.
I loved that. And that kind of spooky family friendly creepiness that would permeate TV in October. All the commercials were all like, "Oh, you want to drink this beer?" A coffin would open up and Dracula would pop out with a Bud Light. Oh, if I can't have blood, I want the Bud Light. You know, that kind of kitschy,
I forgot about that
retro horror. Yeah, I love it. Those are the kind of things I am like. I'm eating up this season.
Always look forward to, and I know it's cheesy, but I always look forward to the Simpsons Halloween episodes. They were always
Treehouse of Horror.
They were always great. But the funny thing is, they always aired like the day after Halloween, or you know, like it was so weird how like depending on where Halloween fell. Sometimes it was like November 1st or 2nd that they showed the Treehouse of Horrors. It was weird. But I always loved watching it.
But it's funny that you mentioned that, Jason, about like the shows, the Halloween specials. Like you don't really get that now. Like if you're watching,
not the way they used to.
No,
like, they don't have the same kind of feel.
No, but especially when you mentioned that commercial with Dracula coming out of the coffin. If I can't have my blood, I like my bud. I remember that commercial.
Yeah, it's that kind of that hokey stuff. I love that kind of thing.
Oh, it's great.
Like,
there's a horror movie. It's kind of found footage, if you will. I want to say it's called WNUF, which is the movie looks like a news report. Like it's Halloween night and the local news is on, and they're like, oh, and next up, our reporter on the scene is standing outside a local haunted house with a bunch of people, and we're going to see what happens. And it's literally the news broadcasting this guy's Halloween special as he's like telling the story of this house, and there's all these trick-or-treaters around, and he's like, and later we're going to go inside and see what's spooky kind of thing. And then we'll cut back to the news. They'll talk about sports. You'll see a commercial and they'll cut back to him. And it goes bad. It goes bad, but it's very retro. It's very found footagey. And it's so good. And you can find it in various places. I want to say I watched it on Amazon. You pay like a couple bucks to rent it. But that movie's pretty good. If you're into found footage at all, and like I want to say it's like set in the early 90s, late 80s type thing.
Okay.
It's definitely a fun one to watch.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
No.
Like the main Halloween ones I remember was like Ernest Scared Stupid 100%. And then like obviously Hocus Pocus. Like those were probably the two, because we didn't have a Disney Channel, so I didn't watch Halloween Town until like we had like satellite and we could watch those. And it was like obviously a lot older. I think
like just like all those shows that he was talking, like Home Improvement.
But yeah, like those I watched.
And Full House, and like they all had their Halloween episodes.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, like that whole genre. Like when you watch television, and they all
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
They all had their Halloween episodes. Heck, ER even did a Halloween, like they did the Halloween scene where they're in the hospital and they're all dressed up in costumes in the ER. George Clooney, like all like I don't know if you remember. Well, I mean, yeah. Anyways, that's how
Aaron is in the house. Let me run through a few of the people that are hanging out with us in the chat real quick. We got Aaron, we got Betty and Dan Tex, we got Celador, we got John, Let's see here. I know I saw a couple other ones. Laws popped in. Every time we go live, she's always on at work and on breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
What are some of the Halloween shows, specials, movies, kind of things that you guys watched? Let us know in that chat. Let's see what else. I did want to talk about Falcor. I mentioned that Falcor went on his last run, and he is fine. Falcor is fine. Falcor is living the good life. He is back with his original owners. Actually, the person I bought Falcor from bought him back. It's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown is a good one. That is an absolute classic. John says. I saw like a comic strip that it's Linus in the pumpkin patch waiting for the Great Pumpkin, and standing behind him is Pumpkinhead from the Pumpkinhead movie, which if you've never seen Pumpkinhead, he's absolutely frightening. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, I decided to sell Falcor back to the original owners. Mostly because as much as I loved Falcor and loved going on trips in Falcor, I was not utilizing Falcor to its fullest potential. Falcor was a RV van, and so it had a kitchen. If you watch the walkthrough that I put on the channel a while ago, I can't remember if that was a members only video, but Falcor had a shower, a toilet, a little kitchen, a little refrigerator. It had a stove. It had all this stuff that I never used. I mostly used Falcor because it had a bed in the back, and if I was traveling out to see Cassie and Ron, or we were going to Louisville, or I was traveling to Reno, that was a way for me to save money. Instead of having hotel rooms, I would just stay in Falcor. So it was awesome, and Falcor was amazing the whole time I owned him. But I wasn't using him to his fullest potential, and with my job now and the way my life is going, I don't get a chance to travel that much anymore. I traveled the hell out of the last couple of years, but with the job that I currently have, it does not allow me to travel hardly at all. And so Falcor was just sitting there, not being used, wasting away. And what I didn't need was a van just sitting there falling apart because of unuse. And just being a waste. So the person I bought it from expressed to me that they were going to be buying a new van. They're like, we want a van again. We miss having the travel van. And I was like, well, funny you should say. I think I want to sell Falcor, and they snatched it up pretty much right away. So that's great. He is living the good life, out on adventures once again elsewhere. But that allowed me to get a new car for Cemetery Road. It is my daily driver, oddly enough. It is the car I drive to work and go to the store in, which raises a lot of eyebrows because the new official vehicle of Cemetery Road is quite something. And I did post like a little teaser to the YouTube channel. And I will be like doing another kind of like tour video of the vehicle. But my new ride these days, where's that photo? Is literally perfect for ghost hunting because I'm driving this beauty now. Which, if you can see, is straight up an Ectomobile. It's a Dodge Magnum, full-on Ectomobile roof rack, lights, sirens, decals. It's
a head turner.
That's so cool. I love that you drive it every day.
That is my car. That is the official vehicle of Cemetery Road. I will have a video coming out soon kind of showcasing the car. But Ghostbusters, guys, I love the Ghostbusters. I'm a big fan. and I could not pass it up when it became available. So even though we lost Falcor, we have now gained the Ecto 66.
The Ecto 66.
So be on the lookout for some videos featuring that bad boy. But that being said, the reason I'm so busy this Halloween season, this October, is because I am booked for events with the car. Me and my kids, my girlfriend, one of my buddies here, we all dress up like Ghostbusters. We're going with the car to Halloween events to pass out candy, hang out with kids. One of them is like playing a movie in a park. They're showing Ghostbusters in the park one night, so we're going to be there for that. There's a haunted house that we're going to be at, like not a haunted house, but like a haunted house where people walk through and get scared. Woo! There's a big Halloween festival in one of the towns nearby. We're going to be there. We have like a booth space there that we're going to be hanging out in. And so I'm busy almost every weekend. We have stuff all the way up until the Halloween. So that's one of the reasons why I don't have time to like run off and go do an investigation. It's because I'm doing stuff like that. So I will be kind of filming a bunch of that stuff. I'm sure I will post some of that stuff on this channel. Plus, I'm going to do some fun stuff for the members only stuff. So if you're not a member, there you go. But that's kind of what I've been up to and kind of what I'm doing leading up to Halloween.
That's pretty
super fun.
Yeah,
that sounds really
cool.
fun. And
I wish I had an Ecto 1 mobile.
we can turn our van into one.
Yeah. You can you need like see, I'm like, oh, I'm a Ghostbuster. I'm gonna drive a Ghostbuster car, and Ron's like, I cook meat, so now I have a food truck.
Yeah, I could turn the van into a food truck.
Oh,
There
A
you go.
smoker mobile.
You guys seem to like it. Dantex likes it. John says it's cool. It is pretty cool. I'll post a photo of the car. Actually, I might as well just do it now. I'm going to post a photo of the car on the channel. That way you guys can get a better look other than like me sticking my phone at the camera. But yeah, it's fun. I love that thing. It still needs some work. It's definitely a little bit of a fixer-upper in terms of there's some engine work that needed to be done right away the second I bought it. I was actually like without a car for a good while it was getting fixed. And there's some suspension work that still needs to be done, but I'm going to work on that after Halloween so that I'm not having the car in the shop during the busiest time of the year for us. But yeah, it's going to be super fun bopping around in that thing for a little bit.
imagine going over the Canadian border.
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
That'd be hilarious.
Let me tell you, I think that would be an absolute nightmare.
Because they're probably thinking, oh, you're trying to make money when you come over here. Like, no, this is my car.
This is my daily driver, man.
Yep. I always have problems coming over to Canada. They always, for some reason, are very aggressively like questioning me. It's not like just asking me a lot of questions in a very friendly manner. No, they're always like, why are you here? Who are you here to see? How do you know these people? Tell me what their social security numbers are. You need to double check. And I'm just like, calm down, bro. I thought you guys were supposed to be super friendly.
I thought though, like when you came over the last time though, for our, like when you were here, it actually went pretty smoothly, didn't it?
No, it's never has.
Did it? I thought because you had.
I can't remember.
For some reason, I thought
the last time I came up into Canada is with Karen, and it was not fun.
I thought it went pretty smoothly though. I thought it went. No,
you are confused. It did not.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Sorry.
I know, like when we went to the States last time, that they were asking us to everything in.
For some reason, I thought like we went through, and I'm thinking I was worried about you guys, and like you went through no problem. But
Well,
maybe,
he said not. So
yeah, no, okay.
No, because the second they started asking questions, Karen was like, "We're ghost hunters. We're here to visit our ghost hunting friends." And they're like, "Excuse us, what are you doing now?" I'm
Oh,
like, we're just visiting friends. Yes, we just been around just hunting ghosts. It's like, oh, stop. Because every time she talked, he would like ask us more questions, and he did not seem to be satisfied with what we were saying.
we've actually had really good luck telling the border people that we've investigated. Like when we came back was after Hinsdale House, and remember that it was the guy, he had a Quebec accent.
Oh my goodness!
And I got questions like even my business card.
Yeah, it was
Be still a subscriber.
Yeah.
But it was just really funny. He's like, oh, so like we usually have, but like going to Rhode Island this time, they really asked. So we were just two of us in our 12 passenger van.
That was funny.
Which I mean, kind of makes sense because of why. But also at the same time, though, it's our van, so like, why question it?
It was funny. Where are you going? Rhode Island. Why are you going? We're going to the Conjuring House. And like just, and why do you need this big vehicle? Like,
no, we didn't say we were going to the Conjuring House. We said we were just going to like
we were
going to Rhode Island, but you also said the wrong city.
Yeah, we did.
See, I feel like I'm giving them as much information as they need.
That's correct.
Because if they're like, what is the purpose of your visit coming into Canada?
Yeah.
I'm here to visit friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's enough. But they're like, and how do you know these people?
Yeah.
They're my friends. Yeah, but how did you guys meet?
Online?
Through business? What business? I'm like,
YouTube?
We both have YouTube channels? What do you mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Do they not let you out of here that you don't know what YouTube is? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just it gets so stupid. Like, they were literally at one point when I was going up to Vancouver, they were like, and who are these friends? What's their names? And I'm like you're gonna know them? Like, do you honestly? Derek who? I'm like, come on. Like, why are you being so aggressive? And the way they ask me the questions is aggressively, not just like looking for an answer. Oh, and who are you visiting? Oh, and how do you know these people? It's like, and who are you visiting? Well, how do you know them? I'm like, what's with the interrogation? Like, you're acting like I've committed a crime. I'm just trying to go through the airport, bro.
Yeah. Like when I went to visit my friend, she lives in Buffalo, it was the same thing. She's like, how do you know her? And I'm like, well, I met her when I used to work with her. She married I had to go, like, tell her that she married an American. I had to like go through this whole thing. Like, I'm just going to visit her. She's 20 minutes away from me. So but majority time we get over the border pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's a very odd time. But when we do get the odd time, it's like you're really put through the ringer.
And I've traveled internationally before. Like, I used to live in Germany. I have traveled around Europe. I have been through border crossings and through international travel and all that kind of stuff many a time. Never have I had a problem until I tried to go to Canada. And then Canadians are just like, no.
Yeah.
We're not letting you in unless you answer 73 questions in detail. Here's an essay to fill out.
Yeah.
Terrible. I don't know what it is with all y'all.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
What's a typical Canadian thing to say?
I'm sorry we're so rude. Terrible. Are you guys doing anything for Halloween? Dressing up, doing things?
Taking a kid. Yeah.
Big birthday bash.
Oh yeah. So for Ron's 44th birthday.
Oh, when's your birthday?
Gee, hang on. I got to think about this.
Just got to do some math.
27th of October.
Oh, that's weird. That is my birthday too.
Oh, stop! It is not. What a coincidence!
I know. It's like we planned it.
Which I
One
think
of these days we'll be able to hang out on our birthday.
Oh, we will.
That would be fun.
We're gonna.
That would be dangerous.
No, it won't be dangerous. It'll be fun.
Yeah. But
Just us guys.
But we're having a big birthday bash for you.
Yeah.
For his birthday, and we're dressing up. And then on Halloween, we're taking the kids out. So for Halloween.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just laughing.
Says, when we went from Canada to America, we were asked the purpose of our visit. My uncle said, taking these lovely ladies shopping. There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
That's pretty funny.
See, your uncle is like being witty and charming and like, we're just taking the ladies shopping.
Yeah.
I was just trying to give them the information they needed. But apparently every answer I gave them was not good enough.
Not enough. Yeah.
Boldly Go says, you look shifty. Apparently I do. Apparently I'm shifty as hell because so far going to Canada 3 times, and 3 times I get just meanness, like suspect behavior. And I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. I feel like I look like a normal human being who's just trying to go visit his friends. And they're like, we don't believe you have friends. You're a liar right off the bat. Jerks.
3 times I can think of recently. We've had some interesting things with the border, but we go out, like not recently, but
yeah.
Well, the van situation. We had we have 5 children. That's why we have 12-passenger van. And once in Sarnia, remember the Sarnia Bridge?
Oh, I hate that.
That bridge was horrible. Never again.
No.
So.
Yeah, we were traveling to Utah.
Yeah, and we went through a different border.
And they were like, what's the purpose of your trip? We're like, going to Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, why are you going there? And we're like, there's a conference. Well, what's this conference about? It's about essential oils. And it's like, are you making money at this conference? We're like, no, it's an informational.
We're spending money.
It's an informational thing. It's more just to understand the product. Well, do you make money off these oils? And like, he just kept drilling, and it just was like, dude, we're not going into the States we're not having a job in the States. We're going to a conference. Like, what more do you want me to say?
And a road trip.
Coming back with less money than when I had left.
That's right. It's like we're coming into your country and we're spending money. Like, it's not like we're taking money, we're spending money.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
That was a really cool trip though, because we saw like Mount Rushmore.
Went to South Dakota. That was
North.
Awesome. South
Dakota. Where is Mount Rushmore?
South Dakota.
South?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Yellowstone Park.
That was awesome. Saw bisons.
Yeah.
Rolled the window down. Cassie was freaking out. Put the window up. Put the window up. The bisons were like right there.
I have proof that I wasn't saying that because there's a video of me just rolling the window up, so I was not freaking out.
It was hilarious. It was funny, Jason. You can just picture Cassie. Put the window up. They're gonna eat us.
Did I say that?
They would eat you.
I have video proof
giant
of me not freaking out.
You were scared of the bisons.
Well, I rolled the window up.
You were scared of the bisons. You were afraid that bison was going to stick his nose in the window, and nuzzle up to your cheek, and be like, nom, 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 nom.
He would have.
I'll break your finger. I'm a massage therapist.
Just saying.
I'm just saying that I wasn't reacting that way. I just rolled the window up.
You were scared. She was scared.
I'm not saying scared. Oh, never mind. Next subject. Not listening.
Remember that time Cassie was scared by bison?
Right?
These are huge. I'm scared of things.
Really
they are big.
I'm scared of things way smaller than that. Speaking of, here's a bison.
Yeah, a baby bison.
Little baby bison.
Yeah. We see 140 pounds.
That's a baby bison, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. What else, guys? Folks in the chat, what are you guys doing for Halloween? That's what I want to know. Yes, that is Toby, the baby bison known as Toby.
Good girl.
Dum, dum, dum. I've been itching to
Can't stop
watch
petting her now.
Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, starring Johnny Depp. I've been kind of itching to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
that one. That one is
Yeah.
that's what I'm feeling for this spooky season.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually ever watched the whole thing.
You have, I think.
I haven't watched it in years.
If I have, it's been years
We
too.
watched it together, I thought.
When it probably first came out,
Yeah.
or like soon after. Because what year did it come out in? Like early 2000s?
2001, maybe?
Oh, okay. We were after us.
Yeah.
Or sorry, we were after that. So
Yeah. That was before.
Let's see. Ooh, no, 1999.
What?
I was in grade 10.
Wow. I was graduated from high school.
Oh, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
It's got an amazing movie poster.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? We should watch
I have that movie poster.
Do you?
Oh, do you?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I worked at a movie theater when this came out, and I managed to snag
Oh.
this movie poster.
You know what'd be cool? If you could take that movie poster and somehow get like Tim Burton and Johnny Depp to like sign it. If you had their signatures on that poster, that'd be wild.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. Oh,
And Jason goes,
Like,
yeah,
ooh.
cool.
Howdy, sir.
Then you frame it.
you frame
I'd
it
frame
now.
it right now. It's an awesome poster.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's rolled up in a tube in my shed. I know I have it.
Oh.
It's one of the few
oh my.
posters from when I was working at the movie theaters, and I kept the posters. Like, that's one of the ones where I'm like, I'm never getting rid of this. It's way too cool.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got to frame that thing and put it up in your office there or something. That's Yeah.
I'm running out of wall space.
I see that. You like have no wall space.
I know. I have nowhere to put another poster.
Put it-
I'd have to
put it
like.
on You have to put it on the
Up and
ceiling.
down.
What about the ceiling?
I'm not gonna put it on the ceiling. Dumb. I remember back in high school, friends who would get like the like cloth banners of like Metallica and like whatever,
yeah.
and they would
Yeah.
pin them up to the ceiling. They'd kind of drape down just a little bit.
Yeah.
The ceiling would all be covered in like those drapey banners.
Yeah.
I always thought that looked stupid.
I thought you were going to talk about what was that Teeny Bop magazine that there was like a magazine.
Oh,
Tiger
yeah.
Beat?
Tiger Beat. There was multiple ones.
What's the
Yeah.
one I'm thinking of? And like they would have like in the magazine, you'd open it up and like there was like a post. It was an unfoldable poster of like
We just told you. Tiger Beat. And then there was like Teen Bop, I think.
Teen Bop. I'm thinking Teen Bop. I think.
Yeah, I had. Okay, so I really,
New
really.
Kids on the Block. Oh my gosh.
I didn't like New Kids on the
I
Block.
know. I know you didn't like it. I'm just saying it was that era of like New Kids on the Block and you know,
Yeah,
and
well,
saying,
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So I was the Hanson fan. So me and my sister shared a room. So my wall was completely covered with Hanson. And her side was completely covered with Backstreet Boys.
Which she had a line down the room. This is my side of the room. This is your side of the room.
Yep. And I had to pay 25 cents to my sister if anything went onto her side.
Okay.
Yep.
Does she work at the border? Because that seems like
Oh.
Dan Text is admonishing you for not liking New Kids on the Block.
Thank you, Dan
I'm
Tex.
I'm okay. First off, I'm a little bit young for New Kids on the Block. That's like
That was my generation.
yeah,
Yeah.
your generation.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough, I guess. But
I was the Hanson Backstreet Boys generation.
I
always
remember my brother had a cassette tape. I think it's one of the first New Kid on the Block albums, and he was listening to it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know this. Who is this?" And he's like, "It's New Kids on the Block." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Who is it?" Like, it's New Kids. I'm like, "I know it's new. Who is it?"
Oh my gosh.
They are called New Kids on the Block.
I always
Oh.
I always loved like when I think of New Kids on the Block, I always loved Weird Al Yankovic, and he had the parody What's in the Middle, the White Stuff. You ever heard that one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm weird because like I remember New Kids on the Block with the right stuff and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember mostly because they had a ABC Saturday morning cartoon. A New Kids on the Block Saturday morning cartoon.
Jason. Yes,
would-
I remember.
They would drive around in their tour bus and they would go have wacky hijinks. And there'd be like when they went to commercial or something, when they came back from commercial, they would show footage from like the tour, like live action footage where they're like, "Hey guys, woo!" And they're like going up on stage and starting to sing, and then it would go back into the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was at the exact same time that MC Hammer had a cartoon. And it was called Hammerman. And it was MC Hammer. He got a pair of magic dancing shoes.
Yes.
That talked. They talked. They were talking shoes, and he would put them on, and he would dance at bad guys.
Oh my goodness!
And he was Hammerman. He was a superhero known as Hammerman, and he would put on his magic shoes and like dance bad guys away.
Oh my gosh, Jason, you're an oracle of knowledge when it comes to like Saturday morning.
He would literally put the shoes on and turn into Hammerman, and he'd be like, "It's hammer time!"
Yes. Oh man,
I remember California Raisins.
California Raisins were good times too. I remember those.
Yeah. I had the little figurines.
I had them too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I had little California Raisin, like they were molded rubber or whatever, so they didn't really move much.
No.
But then I also had Smurf ones. And I had a ton of Smurf ones. It would be all these random Smurfs, and all those Smurfs would be like, this one's sniffing a flower.
Yes!
This one has a wheelbarrow. This one is a running one. Like he's all dressed up to run. This one, like, and they were all different. And there were like hundreds of them. So you would just collect all the random Smurfs.
Where did they come from? Because I'm sure my parents don't have them anymore, but like
I remember this.
I'm sure they were just like at grocery stores and stuff. You could pick one up for like 90 cents or something like that.
Okay, because we
had
a lot
of them.
Did they not?
We always played along with our Barbies.
Did they? I wanted to say they came in a cereal box too, though. With cereal.
Oh, I definitely got some stuff. Like oh man. I'm a Saturday morning cartoon fiend. Like I lament the fact that the age of Saturday morning cartoons went away.
Yes,
it breaks my heart.
Me too,
but man,
Jason.
along with that, right up near the sadness of losing Saturday morning cartoons is the loss of the magic of toys in the cereal box.
Oh, yes.
Because it just doesn't happen anymore. And I got so much cool stuff out of cereal boxes.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So much cool stuff.
And that was the best part. Like you're like, you open up the box of cereal and you're like, okay, you start pouring cereal. Where is it? You know, and like 9 times out of 10 it's at the bottom of the box. And you're
either at the bottom of the box or it's not even inside like this with the cereal. It's tucked in between the cereal and the box,
and,
like on the outside of the bag in there.
Yeah.
Which is way better than having to dump out the cereal to try to find this stupid toy.
I used to do that.
Let's be honest. No kid in the history of the world waited to find the toy as he ate the cereal. No, you were digging through that thing. You were sticking your dirty hand into the clean cereal, digging around, crunching it all up, looking for the cellophane bag down at the bottom for that toy.
Yeah.
I had 2 sisters, and we like when it came to that, like we fought over the cereal box to get the toy. You know,
the toy is what sold the cereal. Like, let's just be honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Do you guys remember when Burger King had the CDs that were like Backstreet Boys?
I do. It was like one or two songs.
Yes, and I remember that CD. Like I still remember the cover of it, but it specifically came from Burger King because it was like a special edition something from Burger King.
Oh, listen, I grew up as definitely a Happy Meal, kids meal, get the toys kind of kid. My favorite ones that to this day I absolutely love is McDonald's had Transformer-esque toys, but it was McDonald's food.
Yes.
So it looked like a soda, but it transformed into a little robot. Looked like an Egg McMuffin. It transformed into a little robot.
Yeah.
They were terrible, but they are like, I love them all. Like I want to recollect all of those because those little Happy Meal Transformer guys that turned into like the cheeseburger and the Egg McMuffin, just I loved them.
The ones I loved the most was Fraggle Rock.
That was what I was gonna say. Fraggle Rock.
Where they were driving the cars?
Yes, driving the cars.
Like Red, I think it was Red. She had like the big carrot.
Yes.
Yeah.
The radish?
Yeah, and there was a radish, and
yeah.
the eggplant, the one that was purple that drove the eggplant. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was my favorite.
Those were
rocks.
Yeah. I'm trying. Yeah, those are the main ones. Well, other ones that kind of stick out to me is the Barbie ones, but that was just good.
Yeah.
But Fraggle Rock is the one. Yeah, I love Fraggle Rock.
I think when they were doing Barbie ones, when they would do the Barbie tie-ins for the Happy Meals, that was right when they were like, we're going to do two. One for girls, one for boys.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't just do Barbie.
Right.
Then your Happy Meal is geared completely towards girls. We need to do one or the other. So you either did Barbie or you did Hot Wheels. It was always Barbie and Hot Wheels for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good. And even today, like toys you get in kids' meals are all kind of like terrible.
Yeah. Now they do like
Crocs.
Yeah. Like
that is
books.
so weird, right?
Yes.
You get a Croc replica that's like this big. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
if I were a kid and my mom was taking me to McDonald's and I'm like, what's the toy in the McDonald's Happy Meal? And she was like, a single tiny shoe. I'm good.
Tiny shoe. Just give me the cheeseburger.
Laws says they're a famous Australian children's character called Agro in the 80s. He was popular with my parents and was known for having a filthy mouth. Never heard of it.
No.
Muppets and Garfield. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, Muppets.
Antec says now you get a QR code and a website. QR code for a website. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Now
here's something. I don't know if you guys had this, if it was a thing in your neck of the woods. Back in the day, you would have like mail away stuff. And as a kid, like it was ridiculous because they'd be like, oh, you clip these points out of something. For me, the one I remember the most was a G.I. Joe character. So if you bought X amount of G.I. Joes, on the back of every G.I. Joe character, there was like G.I. Joe points. You would cut the point out and you would save it. And you got a certain amount of points. You'd put them all in an envelope and send it off to Hasbro or whatever. And they would send you an exclusive figure. I did that once, and it was this exclusive figure, and it was detailed towards you. You would fill out this thing of like, what do you want his name to be? What is his mission? Like, what is his skills and stuff? And they would send you this figure with this typed out sheet filled in with all the information you gave them.
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, 100 points, whatever. But the thing was, it was like, you send that off and it's like 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. Like 6 to 8 weeks. It took me a while as a kid to be like, how long is 6 to 8 weeks? I'm like, that is a long time. Months. You would forget you even sent away for it. Hopefully you would forget. Otherwise, your parents would have to listen to you going like, did something come in the mail for me? We sent it out yesterday. It's 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, okay. So is it coming in tomorrow? Like, good Lord, 6 to 8 weeks was such a long time.
Yeah. Like right now, our grocery store, you can collect points.
Oh.
They go towards pots and pans. It's just like,
what?
Yeah.
What?
You collect enough points, and you get you get like a discount off the pots and pans.
Oh.
Oh, that's old school.
Yeah, isn't that old school? I said that to the lady. I don't think she was an older lady.
Oh.
I'm like, remember IGA? And you collect the points, and she just kind of stared at me. I'm like,
they had them on display even. I remember going to the grocery store, and you like collect the points so you could buy like a whole like pots and pans set. But they would have them like on display, showing these are the pots and pans you're gonna get. Like,
yeah, no, the lady like was clueless. Like, it was kind of like, like I'm younger than you. And I'm like, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I learned about that kind of stuff because I don't remember it from me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in an antique store with my mom a few weeks back when I was visiting home, and we were in an antique store and they had this dishes set, and she was like, "Oh, I remember these because you would have to like purchase so many of this item and you could send away for these dishes," kind of thing. And and so that's so when you say like, "Oh, you earn points for pots and pans or dishes," like, man, that's classic kind of marketing right there.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
John says, I remember my mom mailing off coupons from the cereal boxes to get toys, and it would take 4 to 6 weeks until you would get it. At 4 weeks, I'd be checking the mailbox every day. Heck yeah. Laws says, oh yeah, Cassie, my mom did that in the supermarket with a dinner setting she collected. Yeah, that's how you would get the fancy dishes, guys.
We have
one piece at a time.
Those dishes with the golden embossed rose.
Is that what that's from?
That's what it's from.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look here. Get started. Pots and pans. How many do you have to get?
Too many.
Probably. I only get 2 stamps so far. You get a stamp for every $20 you spend.
4,000 stamps.
And
then you get a teacup.
Oh, so you can buy that pot for $10 with 20 stamps.
Oh, wow.
And it's $40 without the stamps. Like buy big pots?
We need a big pot, like a big pot.
I don't know how big. Oh, this is a 1.6 gallon.
Not big enough.
But anyways, I felt very old though when they said that was a thing now at the grocery store. And I was like, okay, I'll collect points. I'll get.
When it came to mail away stuff, there was the point I didn't understand some of that because a lot of the mail away stuff, it was very random, I think. But the way it used to work back in the day, back when I was a kid, is you would get the Sears catalog for Christmas time, and you would go and you would circle all the things you wanted for Christmas, and that's kind of how you made your wish list kind of thing. Well, I'm a big Superman fan, and in the Sears catalog there was a page with a bunch of toys and stuff, and it was the superhero, the superpowers figures, Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, all that kind of stuff. But one year, amongst the pictures of the figures was a Clark Kent figure. And I was like, I need the Clark Kent. I need him so he can turn into Superman kind of thing. But I never saw Clark Kent in the store. And that's because Clark Kent was a mail-away figure. You had to send in like $3 or whatever to Kenner or whoever made the figures. And they would send you that Clark Kent figure. I didn't know it was a mail-away figure. It wasn't until way later in my life that I figured it out, thanks to the internet. And thanks to eBay, I have that figure now.
Oh, cool.
It was a time where that was the thing. Like if you wanted these special things, you had to mail away for them, wait 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Flip points, send in $2 shipping and handling to get your special toy kind of thing. I kind of miss that.
Yeah. Oh, Celdor, 1 cent CDs at Columbia. Was it Columbia Music House?
Send in a penny and you get like 10 CDs or cassettes and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you were like screwed. You had to like buy a certain amount.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did that. So we went to so SARS stock happened, which was basically in Toronto, and it was Rush was there, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, The Guess Who, like Sam Roberts, a bunch of bands. It's a big huge thing. Justin Roberts. Justin Timberlake from NSYNC got booed off, not off the stage. He stayed on the stage, but he got booed. People throwing water bottles. Anyways, we used that little dealy thing to buy all the band CDs that we were going to see. But anyways, that's just like remind myself.
Mm-hmm. John says, my dad ran a service gas station back in the 60s. He would give away S&H green stamps to his customers for all sorts of household goods. There you go. And then Law says, Jason, those little Marvel packets I sent you a while back were part of a supermarket promo. Adults went crazy for them. Yeah, I remember those things. They're literally sitting in a drawer right here. Those were flipping cool. And I know Karen sent me a bunch that were Harry Potter. I want to say there was like Star Wars stuff, but they were like little giveaways from your guys' supermarkets and things. Those are awesome. If they did that here in the States, I would definitely be one of those guys who's like collecting all the things.
Yeah.
Columbia House, 1 penny for 10 cassettes. Dang, Skippy.
Yeah.
That was like for us, like our first taste into going into debt as young people. You're like, a penny? How can I choose from this giant list of CDs and cassettes? Yeah. And they're like, it's not really a penny because they're going to send you all this stuff, but then you are required to spend X amount of dollars. And you're like, well, I only have a penny, guys.
Yeah.
Hauntingly Beautiful is in the chat. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Elena.
Yeah, those were good times. I remember the Columbia one would come in. It would be like the postcard or whatever that you would send back to them, and sheets of little stickers that were the artwork for all the cassettes and stuff. And you just take your sticker and you put it in the little empty boxes on the card, and then you would literally tape a penny to the card and put it in the mail. I guarantee that penny never made it back to Columbia House. They did not care. They just wanted your information to unload some cheap cassettes and then put your name down on they owe us $23.14 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. Super fun though. But it was those kind of things from back in the day. Celador says the first phishing scam, pretty much. They just needed your information so they can inundate you with advertisements and send you a thing that says, remember, you promised to buy $40 worth of music from us at full price because we gave you 10 free CDs, basically.
Yeah. I did join the Disney movie club for a while, and so that was it was helpful, but now the DVDs are just not whatever. But
I did that one because when the ad came in, they said, oh, look at all the stuff we have. But there was a little section that was like, this Disney club, you can only get these titles with this club. And one of those titles was the OG DuckTales movie.
Oh,
it was not available in stores. You could not buy it anywhere else except that Disney DVD club. And so I was like, worth it for that? Like, you pay $10, you get like 2 free movies or whatever, free movies. And so I definitely did it and got the DuckTales DVD. And, I don't know, 10 years later, they're like, look, Disney Plus. And then now you can watch the DuckTales movie through the streaming service. But that got me.
Yeah. I did it because, like, getting the kids, like, movies and stuff. Because, like, you had to buy, you could, like, there was a featured movie of the month. And then you could add that. And sometimes I forgot and had it sent. So a lot of movies that I showed up at my house without me realizing. So it was, like, the featured movie. But it's helpful now because we have them in our trailer. So it's, like, our trailer movies. But
yeah.
Like for camping, but yeah.
And that's what Columbia House would do too. They would just start sending you stuff. And you could either keep it or send it back. Who send it back? Nobody would bother to send it back. Like, you just racked up more and more debt.
Yeah.
Dantech says, but now it's collectible. Yeah. If I had kept it like, I don't even have the case for that anymore. I just put it in like a big binder. At some point, I had so many DVDs. I had a giant collection of DVDs, but I had no room. Like I had shelves of DVDs, and I'm like, I got to make space. So I made the hard decision of buying big CD binders and putting all the movies into these binders, hundreds of movies into these binders, and throwing away all the cases, throwing them away into a dumpster. And so now I have like 3 big CD binders sitting in a shelf on my entertainment center that's got all my DVDs naked in there by themselves. I know, Dan Tex. I know. I remember going down to the dumpster of the apartment complex we lived in and just box after box dumping DVD cases into it. And I told my wife at the time, I'm like, someone's going to go to throw away their trash and see all those covers in there and thinking there's movies in there, and they're going to be digging around checking to see if there's still movies in those things. There were hundreds.
Wow.
Celador says, ha ha ha, CD binders. I remember driving with them trying to change the CDs. I am currently in the Ecto 66 going through my old school CD binder because it's got a CD player. And I'm like, I'm going to listen to these CDs.
Yeah.
CDs I haven't listened to in decades. So I am currently that guy digging through a binder looking for CDs to play.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
I don't even know where my CDs are, actually.
I don't have much. Like I have a pretty big binder, and it's probably got like 30 DVD or CDs in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, at some point your music collection just becomes all digital, becomes all streaming. There's no reason to have all this physical media.
Yeah, I think I only kept my Johnny Lang. Well, I know I kept more CDs, but my Johnny Lang CD, because he signed it for me, so that was really cool. But when I met him, but I truly don't know where they are. Like the other CDs.
My CD collection, like literally, was sitting in Falcor forever, because Falcor had a CD player too, and the radio didn't work great in Falcor when I had it. So I was like, I'll keep these CDs in here. That'll be perfect. But the CD player wasn't great in terms of if I was going over a rough road or something like that, that CD was skipping like crazy. And so I was like, it's not even worth it for me to put these things in here because it skips way too much. John says, I have 2 CD binders sitting in a closet at the moment. Yep. Dan Tech says, my wife tries to convince me to get rid of my CDs and cassettes. I'm always like, nope, never going to happen. I have a very small, probably like 7 cassette collection in my house right now. And I'm always looking to add to it, but I never had anything to play them on. I now have a cassette player. So I'm slowly making a very small cassette collection. I'm not going crazy with it. Helena says, I have to go back to editing, but wanted to say hi. Left a like. Have an awesome night. You too. And have fun editing. I know that can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. Dantech says, I have a 6-disc changer in the trunk of my car. And it's probably like this big. It's probably huge. And I remember back in the day thinking like, oh man, that's all you ever need. You just put 6 discs in there and man, you got music for days. That would drive me nuts because I'd be like, I gotta listen to something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why always in the trunk? Like, could they not figure out something better? Because how inconvenient is that? Hold on, I want to change all my CDs. I gotta pull over and dig through the trunk. I gotta take stuff out of the trunk so I can get to the disc changer.
Yeah.
Where'd your hubby go?
He got a phone call.
At this time of night?
Yes, it was from his friend that's a coworker for the company. He had to ask a question because he's
Gotcha.
at a new job. So
Fun.
yes.
What else, guys? You guys got any questions? Ghost hunting, Ghostbuster stuff, retro stuff from a time before time? What do you guys want to talk about?
It's freaking cold.
Is it cold there? We're having chillier mornings here.
Let me see. It is 10 degrees Celsius. So that is, hold on. 10 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. 50.
Yeah, it's chilly.
It's chilly. I had to turn the heater on at work when I was actually cold. Trying to massage people. And normally I'm like always really warm.
It is currently 70 degrees Fahrenheit here.
$70?
70.
Oh, that's nice.
It is pretty nice. I think our low gets to about 50, 55 at 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like it gets so cold in the morning and at night, but then during the day it like warms up to like 70. Oh yes, the dinosaur show with the baby.
It's called Dinosaurs. That's a Jim Henson production, I believe, on ABC, with one of the darkest series finales of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys understand this or know this, but the show ends with everybody dying. And I'm not even joking. Even not the mama baby, dead. Because in the final episode, the asteroid hits the Earth, plunges everything into an ice age, and they're all sitting around like as the world is freezing over. And they're like, so what are we going to do? How are we going to survive this? And the dad's like, I don't think we are, kind of thing. And they're all just like saying goodbye to each other. And it like pans out of their house as the snow just keeps coming down and everything's freezing.
My God.
That's how the show ends. It ends with the dinosaurs dying in the ice age. Messed up. Celador, you can't be like, spoilers. You know how old that show is? Terrible.
I think Ron has all the seasons on DVD.
It was amazing animatronics. Dudes in costumes that were just, the facial expressions were crazy. The show was funny. I loved that show. That was part of the TGIF lineup for a good while.
Yeah.
But good Lord, I did not remember watching the end of that show and being as depressed as I was when I rediscovered the ending of that show a few years ago.
Yeah.
Terrible. Allie's in the house. Annette is in the house. Annette says it is 4 a.m. in Sweden and I feel like I have to sleep, but my brain don't think so. I hate that. I hate that when you're like, listen, I am tired. My body is tired. It is shut down. My eyeballs cannot stay open, but the brain just goes into overdrive. Let's think about the most mundane thing in the world right now, and that's the most important thing. We can't go to sleep until we like figure out this whole thing. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Boldly Ghost says, good night to everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Talk to you later. That's my mom.
Oh.
Yeah. Man. Stuff from our childhood that have gone away. Those are things like toys and cereal, Saturday morning cartoons, Happy Meal toys. Like, those are things you just don't expect to disappear when you're that age. You're like, this is how it's going to be always.
Yeah. It makes me feel very old. like, 'cause I know I'm still young. I'm like 40, but like it's still just, I don't know. Even like thinking like people born the year 2000 are like 24.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, now she's bothering me.
Because Dad's not there.
Exactly. Okay, you're okay.
Celador says Beetlejuice. Yep, I watched the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Oh yeah,
Big fan of the Beetlejuice cartoon.
yeah. Love that show.
I was a big cartoon fan, guys. I loved it
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
when the cartoon was hooked up to a movie, and that, like, when you think about Beetlejuice, if you watch the movie Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice is the villain of the story.
Mhm.
And in the cartoon, he's Lydia's, the Winona Ryder's character, best friend. He's her
Yeah.
best friend, ghost person, and they go on adventures in the underworld, kind of thing,
Yeah.
in the afterlife. That is not what the movie was about at all. It's
Yeah,
weird
I
that they're
know.
like, this is popular. Let's make a kids show out of it. How do we do that?
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good show that my youngest daughter would like. She's been watching Gravity. Well, she just finished Gravity Falls,
Mhm.
which is really well done. I was actually watching it and I was like, it's really funny.
Oh,
But
my
she likes
kids have
some
gone
weird
through
shows.
Gravity Halls like 17 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think my middle son, who's a senior in high school, just rewatched it with one of his friends over the last couple months
Oh, okay.
for like the 15th time.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, because Claire just finished it. She's watched a lot of the other seasons, but just finished it. She was like binge watching it. Oh, Adventure Time. My oldest daughter loved Adventure Time.
That was way past my time.
Yeah. It's decent.
I think
But
Gravity Falls, I think, falls more within my interest than Adventure Time did.
yeah.
Because honestly, a lot of the shows that are super popular with kids these days, I'm just like, man, these shows are so stupid. Like, I'm just like, I have no interest in them. They're so dumb. Gravity Falls was definitely one of those cartoons where I'm like, oh, this seems interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree. That I really like Teen Titans Go.
The Teen Titans shows were good. I think I was more of a fan of the more serious adaptation of them than Teen
Yeah.
Titans Go, but I did like the goofiness of Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. Yeah. Claire liked the Teen Titans Go, and then her favorite song is that song from the episode where they're singing Night Begins to Shine by BER. I don't know if anyone's gonna. Anyway, she like wants me to play it. Every time we're on like driving, she's like, play that song. It's like very retro-y sounding. I have to like send it to you. It's really good.
Yep. Law says, I recently discovered my 13 Ghosts DVD had been broken in half. Does that mean they have been released into my home? Yes. Have you ever watched 13 Ghosts?
Maybe. What was it about again? 13 Ghosts?
13 Ghosts is a movie. I want to say Matthew Lillard is in it. There's other people in it, and he's not even the main star, but he's one of the kind of main villains. It's about a haunted house that has 13 ghosts in it because those ghosts were like captured and held in the house.
Yes, I have seen that. Like, it's old, right? Or older.
It's older. Is back from when I was in high school, so it would have been, middle school or whatever for you. That is a great movie. And one of the things I loved about that movie too, not only was it good, but it came out when DVDs were in their infancy.
Yeah.
And so when you get the DVD for that, it had special features, which for someone going from like VHS to like DVDs, where DVDs had special features and stuff like that's crazy. there was a whole section on the DVD where you could look through and discover the full stories of all 13 ghosts.
Oh, cool.
And they were just like very detailed stories of who these people were, how they died, all that kind of stuff. And it was an amazing thing. Like, I loved the movie, but I also loved what DVDs was like. That was like one of those things that we just don't understand, or people who have always had Blu-ray or special features that, like, that's just what movies have. When you went from when you bought the movie, you got the movie, to a format that gave you the movie and more, in terms of like behind the scenes videos and supplemental materials, like all the stories about the ghosts, or hey, here's the filmography of every character, every actor who was in this movie, because this is before the internet was super huge and IMDb didn't exist. Like, that was a huge thing. You were just like, I can't believe I get the movie and more. I get all this extra stuff. It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because I think Laserdisc, which came along first, they had special features and stuff. And I mean, I didn't have a Laserdisc. That was for rich people. That was for people who could afford the super fantastic technology. But 13 Ghosts, I distinctly remember just being in awe of that DVD, because it added so much to the movie, because you could sit there and read like page after page. I want to say it was like 2-3 pages on each ghost of, this is who this person was, this is their story, how they died, and blah, blah, blah. And then when you watch that movie again and you understood the story of each one of those ghosts, like, it made the movie even better.
Yeah. It said the movie came out in 2001.
Yep, that makes sense. So I would have already graduated, but it was right when I was like a young adult who had a disposable income. So I definitely would have bought the DVD at that point.
Yeah, I was 17 when that came out. So
there you go. Law says, I've got the limited edition 30 Days of Night with the graphic novel. It's awesome. Not throwing that away. Yeah, that's definitely kind of like a collector's piece. And I still have DVDs and Blu-rays. Like, I have physical media still. That, when I went and threw all my cases away and stuff, if it was like a special edition and like had things like, comic book inserts or something to that effect, or like special edition cases, I definitely kept those.
Yeah.
Dantech says, I have a Laserdisc. Found it in a garage sale. It came with Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and Garth Brooks in concert. Awesome. Heck yes. John says he's going to bed. Thanks for hanging out with us, John. I appreciate it. Celador says, and with the commentary. Commentary, like, blew my mind. When I could sit there and watch the movie with the director or with the actors or with the writer, and they could sit there and tell me everything about the movie. Good Lord, that was amazing. I think there were some movies that I watched. If I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie, I would just put on the commentary and watch it that way. And I had seen the movie more with commentary than without, like, just because it was so damn entertaining.
Like Lord of the Rings, all this amount of DVDs, like, but also like behind the scenes, the extended edition, and like all that. Look, those, yeah.
You could put on Fellowship and be there all day long.
Oh, 100%.
The extended edition and all the special features, you would be watching that one all day.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I remember when those were coming out, because I had heard about them, the extended editions, super uber editions, that would come out like a month after the DVD came out.
Yeah.
Because it would come out, it would be the movie, maybe a little making of video.
Yeah.
That's about it. Or if you waited an extra month, you could get the extended version that had 3 hours of special features included.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. And I waited every time because those DVDs, I still have them. They're on the shelf in my living room. Those things are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I never owned them, but my sister did. So we would watch them.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Dantech says, I have those boxes look like a book. Yeah, they were like, I want to say green, red, and blue
Mhm.
cases, and they looked like kind of like they would fit on a bookshelf and blend right into your books. It's like 4 discs each or 7 discs each. Like there was
Yeah.
like a billion discs with like a booklet that came inside. Yeah, those things are awesome.
Yeah.
And I have gone to the theater and watched the extended versions of the trilogy at least twice.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure every time they've re-released them into theaters, it's always
Yeah.
been the extended editions.
Oh, okay.
I may be wrong with that, but I do remember that. I remember like when Lord of the Rings came out, Fellowship. I've never read Lord of the Rings. I'm not a
Mhm.
huge fantasy person when it comes to reading fantasy books.
Mhm.
And I had never watched like the old cartoon movies and like so I knew nothing going in. I went and saw Fellowship, and when the Fellowship ends, I was like, "Wait, that's where it ends? Like, it just got started. Like, we're just into this thing." And so I was super excited because Lord of the Rings, they would release one every year in December
Mhm.
for 3 years in a row. And I remember when the second one, Return of the or Two Towers. Oh, lost my light. Time to switch lights. When Two Towers came out, um, they showed Fellowship right before the midnight showing of Two Towers. I went to midnight showings of these beast guys. That's right. I was dedicated. So you would go in, you would watch Fellowship, and then at midnight they would show Two Towers. The next year, when Return of the King was coming out, they would re-show Fellowship and Two Towers, and then at midnight, Return of the King would come out. So you were in that theater all day, all day.
How did you stay awake?
Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. Coffee
'Cause I
and
would
Red Bull. I was
die.
just pounding them. And then they did a re-release a few years back. It was a decade ago or whatever at this point.
Yeah.
They did a re-release for the theaters and they showed the extended versions in theaters like one a week. So they do
Wow.
Fellowship and then next week Two Towers. Me and my friends went and saw those. And they were the extended version, so they were like nearly 4 hours long. It was crazy.
Wow.
Well, I was going to keep this thing going until Ron came back, but he's never coming back. So I think I'm kind of done. I'm tired. It's time for me to start wrapping this up. Celador said, I saw Lord of the Rings pregnant, made so many bathroom trips. Oh, yeah. So
That's
you've
all
only
I'm
seen
thinking
half
of.
that movie. I couldn't
That's
even
all I'm thinking of
imagine.
is bathrooms. Like, how
That
many
sounds
times do you go to the
terrible.
bathroom?
Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to wrap this thing up. Don't forget to subscribe to Weeping Willow Paranormal, to Ron's Canadian Bacon channel. Thanks for hanging out with Cemetery Road. If you're not a member, why not? Let's get that membership up. I'm going to be posting some cemetery videos and look at the new car, the new Ecto 66. And I hope before Halloween to do another live stream. Hopefully we can get Crow on. That Ron and Cassie can be here for that. Maybe get Joe involved. But let me know what you guys are doing for Halloween, guys. I love seeing people in costume. So you can email thecemeteryroad@gmail.com some costume photos. Let's see what you guys are doing for Halloween. I love it. But I think we're going to end it here. So thanks for joining us. This was a ton of fun. And until next time, be safe, be respectful, and happy spooky season, guys. We will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.